We're tackling one of the absolute most frustrating problems you can run into at the gym. Look, you put in the hours, right? You eat right, you lift heavy, but then you look in the mirror and the shape just isn't there. We are talking about transforming that thick, blocky, refrigerator-like rectangle of a torso into a sharp, perfect V-taper. Today, we're going to break down the exact biomechanics and the specific training shifts you need to make to finally fix your frame. Let's get started. So here's a really painful reality for so many lifters. You have to ask yourself, why does your V-taper literally stop at your ribs? You're hitting your pull-ups every single week, you're seeing progress on the bar, you've even got some decent shoulder width. But then you throw on a t-shirt and your V-taper just looks completely unfinished. It's like your wings, your lats, just disappear halfway down your back, stopping right at your ribcage. And instead of looking like a V, you end up looking like a big letter T. When your lats don't connect all the way down to your waist, you are essentially building a giant roof with absolutely no walls to support it. The illusion of a powerful physique just completely falls apart, leaving you with a wider but ultimately super blocky torso. Now, the secret that most guys totally miss is that a real V-taper is a strict ratio. It's not just a size game where you try to get as incredibly massive as humanly possible. For the shape to actually work visually, your wings have to connect and sweep all the way down to your belt. Section 1, building the wing connection, or as I like to call it, the lat solution. Okay, here is the absolute biggest mistake happening on back day. You have got to stop turning every single pull-up into a glorified bicep curl. Most guys just grab the pull-up bar and yank themselves up using literally nothing but their arms. And what happens? Well, their shoulders roll all the way up toward their ears, their biceps totally take over, and their lats barely even fire. You're in the gym training exactly what you can see in the mirror, your front delts and your biceps, but you are entirely neglecting the very muscles on your back that actually create that massive outward flare we're looking for. So how do we fix this? It starts with the single most important cue for your back. You have to initiate every single rep with your scapula. Before your arms even begin to bend, step 1, pull those shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Lock them in. Step 2, instead of thinking about pulling your whole body up to the bar, I want you to think about driving your elbows down and back. And step 3, this is the absolute game changer right here. Imagine tucking your elbows directly into your back pockets. That precise mechanical sequence right there, that's exactly how you target the lower lat fibers and finally create that sweeping wing connection down your torso. To actually apply those cues, you need the right movements. If you want pure width, your priority has to be vertical pulling. We're talking about wide grip pull-ups, strict lat pull-downs, and one-arm cable pull-downs. And to really zero in on those lower lat fibers we were just talking about, underhand rows and low cable pulls are going to be your absolute best friends. Just remember, every single time you perform these, you've got to use that back pocket cue. Section 2, controlling your waistline. And we really need to talk about the waist trap. This is the pivot where almost everybody gets it completely backwards. Listen, you can widen the top of your frame all you want with perfect pull-ups, but if your waist is growing because of a dirty bulk or heavy oblique training, you are actively destroying your own V-taper. You've got to stop doing heavy-weighted side bends. They just build this thick, blocky oblique mass that pushes outward, making your entire midsection look like a brick. Instead, you want to be doing hanging knee raises. These train your deep core for incredible tightness and control, absolutely not for width. Now, the secret to making those hanging knee raises actually work for your V-taper is something called a posterior pelvic tilt. I know, it sounds super scientific, but it's really not just mindlessly lifting your knees to your chest. It's actually a really subtle tuck of your pelvis while you're hanging there. This specific little action pulls the waist in and holds it incredibly tight. You are essentially using your deep core to shrink wrap your midsection. That creates a perfectly tight, narrow frame for those huge wings you've just been building on back day. All right, section 3, capping the shoulders. I love this part because it's literally your fastest visual win. You just simply cannot have a V without the top corners. Now, here is a really hard pill to swallow, especially for the heavy lifters out there. Hammering the overhead press, it only builds the front delt. Most guys focus literally all their shoulder training on heavy pressing, just assuming it's making them wider. But think about it. The front delt points forward. It does absolutely nothing to add lateral width to your frame. If you want the top of that V to really pop, you have to focus on the side delts. Those are the muscles that physically hold those wings up. 20 to 30, yeah, you heard me right. That is the exact rep range you need for lateral raises if you actually want to cap off those shoulders. We have to completely shock your routine out of that standard 8 to 12 rep range everybody does. The side delts respond incredibly well to high volume. We're talking 20 to 30 highly controlled reps. That forces blood into the muscle and creates that round, capped 3D look that instantly widens your entire upper frame.
And to actually survive those 20 to 30 reps correctly, I want you to imagine you're pouring water out of a pitcher. As you raise the dumbbells or the cables out to shoulder height, use this visualization. Turn your pinkies slightly up at the very top, just like pouring a pitcher of water. And crucially, please stop shrugging your traps up to your ears while you do it. You've got to keep the tension entirely isolated right on the side of the shoulder. Section 4, your new V-taper blueprint. It's time to completely stop chasing size and start building actual shape. So, bringing it all together, it all distills down into 3 essential pillars. Pillar 1, prioritize vertical pulls. Initiate with the scapula and use that back pocket cue to ensure those lower lat fibers sweep all the way down. Pillar 2, lock in that deep core. No more heavy side bends, right? We're focusing strictly on hanging knee raises with a posterior pelvic tilt to pull the waist in super tight. And pillar 3, high volume lateral raises in that crazy 20 to 30 rep range to cap those side delts and create the ultimate illusion of width. When you combine these 3 things, you stop looking narrow, you stop looking blocky, and your body finally takes on a shape that commands attention, even when you're fully dressed. So the only question left is, are you actually ready to fix your blocky frame? If you're totally tired of building a roof with absolutely no walls, comment V+ below and I'll send the complete workout plan directly to you so you can put these 3 pillars into practice literally today. Seriously, think about it. Are you gonna just keep doing those bicep curl pull-ups and heavy side bends, hoping for a totally different result? Or are you ready to finally build that true sweeping V-taper? The blueprint is yours.